What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the weekly sports update from yours truly at the Sports Mixtape. We got some catch up to do here.
Yeah.
You know, it's summertime. We missed a week. We got a few things to talk about. We're going to be talking some soccer. We're going to be talking some dingers, some home run derby. We got NBA Summer League action, and we had an incredible finish over at the U.S. Open. So why don't one of you two soccer heads kick us off here? Spain beats Argentina.
Yeah.
I would say the right team probably won that game as someone watching.
Spain was the best team all tournament. Their defense was incredible. I mean, you just
very
couldn't.
physical team.
Would they give up one goal? I think one goal.
It might have been one goal. They did not get. I mean, no one could get a goal in on them.
They just blanketed Messi the whole game and just forearms in the back.
Yeah.
And what's incredible, and we'll talk about Messi for a little bit because this might be the greatest soccer player ever. He's 39. This might be his last World Cup that we've seen him in, but he had a heck of a run. I think that's two finals that they've been in.
Well, they won.
Messi.
They won the last.
Yeah, they won last.
He's been in 3 finals.
Yeah,
Only
and they
one or
won
two
one.
players.
But I saw some stats on this. So this obviously was in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. This is the first World Cup tournament ever to be held in 3 different countries.
So North America was like the host.
Yeah, North America host. They expanded it from 32 teams to 48 teams this year, which I think really it captured like the essence of almost like the NCAA tournament, where now there are games on all the time beginning. So if you like soccer, you'd really watch games for days. But this World Cup was the highest total attendance World Cup history, 6.8 million fans. Every stadium averaged more than 65,000 people per match. So, this was, a lot of people thought the U.S. wasn't gonna know what to do during the World Cup, but I'd say we crushed it over here, and one day we might have a team that can compete with the rest of the world.
Yeah, once basketball and football get banned.
Yeah. Well, let's go into the better team.
How about that goalie for Argentina? We got to at least mention
Let's
that
go
guy.
into the better team in Spain. 68% possession, 20 shots on goal. Or
Argentina
20 shots.
didn't have a shot on goal
So
until then.
let's talk about the best player on the field was Emiliano Martinez.
Playing
Argentina's
hurt,
goalkeeper.
too.
Unbelievable.
Playing
Broken
hurt.
hand.
Yeah.
And
That game
this
should have
guy,
been 20-0. I
this
mean,
guy
honestly.
set a FIFA World Cup record with 11 saves. 8 of those saves were shots from inside the box, too.
Yeah, they were not
did
easy
not
saves.
let anything past him, and it was, what a shame, that goal. What an amazing goal. The header to set up this goal,
Yeah.
very high IQ, just to
Yeah.
get that ball back in play, to give your guys a chance, and then a great finish.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
I was say I heard they were talking about Spain, and they said all these Spain players, they start in clubs at a young age, and from a young age you get selected to these national teams, and they train you from every level all the way up until you're on a World Cup roster playing the same exact way. And what you saw Spain do, that is what they teach. Do not let any goals up. Do not let anyone in the back half. And
the
wear you out.
The announcers were crediting one of Spain's greatest strengths is that they don't necessarily have a best player. Each game, a different guy kind of stepped up, and
they know how to spread the field when they're pushing the ball forward. They know how to spread the field patiently throughout the game so they could start making runs, and their passing ability is incredible.
Well, it was
hitting these very threading a needle passes.
Yeah. Well, what was interesting is the announcers were saying too, if that game would have gone to PKs, it would have definitely favored Argentina because of their goalie.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you can have a sport like soccer where one team clearly dominated that game and still had a chance to lose it. It's rare in other sports for that to happen.
Yeah, soccer, you got to kind of hang on and just hang in there until something happens.
But Argentina definitely seemed chippy. They were getting pretty frustrated.
Well,
they were trying to turn that into like a street fight.
At the end of the game, there was a scuffle that happened in the middle of the field. But, but one more thing about this. This was like a very American World Cup. That Spain actually cut down the goal nets.
Oh, wow.
They wanted to do something American. It's in America. They went, the NCAA tournament, so they cut down the winning goal nets. And I did not watch this, but they implemented the first ever halftime show at a World Cup final.
I have something to say about this.
And I didn't watch it, but, another very American thing. But, I mention this because people thought this wouldn't go over well, but I feel like the majority of fans loved all this stuff that we brought.
Yeah. And shout out to my sister-in-law, Logan Hollowell Jewelry. Justin Bieber was wearing her earrings during the halftime performance from her jewelry company.
Nice. He did a phenomenal job, too.
Yeah, he had her earrings on from her company. So, again, I think once every 4 years you get some people interested, and especially with it being in the United States, and it was entertaining. I watched bits and pieces of games and watched a good chunk of the final.
Jimmy, too, mentioned, Messi on his way out, but you got some youngsters on their way in. Spain's got that Lamine Yamal. He's a 19-year-old. Only the second teenager to even make it to a World Cup final.
And Messi baptized him.
And Messi baptized him.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah. So
the amount of pictures of Messi with babies.
We might have another GOAT in the making, but
yeah.
But great tournament all around. Really,
I like it.
Entertaining soccer.
I like it. I think it's fun. A lot of the games that you're not into, it's nice to have on in the background.
I caught a very short bit of the France-England game for the third place game.
Oh my gosh.
Goals were scored in that one. Very
England, France. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into the third place match, but that was a crazy game.
All right, let's shift gears. Let's go to the diamond here. We got to talk about the Derby and the All-Star game. Let's go Derby first. What an awesome finish out there in Philly. Jordan Walker, St. Louis Cardinals, down to the wire. Has to hit 6 in a row with the money ball at the end. Hit 6 in a row to beat the hometown guy, Schwarber. And what I liked about this Derby again is that I still miss the outs. I'm not a fan of the timer and the amount of swings that you can have, but they kind of brought it old school this time, where it was simple. You had a certain amount of swings, so you really had to be selective.
And they were wearing out.
You had to get hot. Walker had such a sweet swing. I thought this was Schwarber's for sure. The hometown crowd behind him.
They would have loved it in Philly.
I loved how he silenced that crowd.
Walker is the new right-handed Ken Griffey Jr.
Sweet swing.
Just a smooth.
I don't know if I go that far, but
drop the head of the barrel onto the ball, and that's it. It looked effortless for him.
Yeah. And he's a guy who had a rough stretch. Walker was a highly touted prospect who really struggled his first couple years. Made some tweaks this year, and he's leading the majors in RBIs. I think he's got over 70 RBIs at the break. So we went from a super exciting Derby to an all-star game that was a little rough to watch. Wow. Outside of that first inning, there was not a whole lot of action in that game. The AL, very interesting strategy. Outside of the starter, all relievers pitched in this game, and they shoved. 15 strikeouts against the National League.
3 hits they gave up.
Not a lot of action on that side of the ball.
You know it's a bad game when the AL MVP is actually surprised when they call him back. He said he was getting ready to get dressed the game. And they were like, well, don't take off your uniform. He said he didn't know what was going on, Bellinger, and he walked out. They were like, oh, the MVP. And he was like, well, I don't know if I earned it, but I'll take it. But he had a 2 RBI single, which...
He had the one moment of excitement there.
The first inning, I thought it was going to be a good game.
Yeah, well, there was some action, but it was kind of like cheap action. You had some of these hits that were making their way through.
Yep.
And then later in the game, 6th or 7th inning, Vargas hit that bomb off of the Dodgers reliever. But outside of those 2 half innings, there was nothing going on offensively in this game. I still do like how they mic the players up in this game, though, so you get a sense for like what's going on. I know they've started to incorporate some of that in Major League Baseball, and it keeps it fun. But yeah, sometimes you're just going to have that happen, and you get these dominant pitchers that you're seeing a guy just for 1 inning. It's hard to time it. Like usually when you're facing a starter by the 2nd or 3rd time around, you've got the timing down, you've seen some different pitches, you know what he's got. You're facing not only just a random reliever every inning, you're facing a stud who's there for a reason. So
one thing I don't like that I think the MLB actually addressed this is these guys have to stop going and changing into street clothes as soon as you're taken out of the All-Star game. Like, what are you doing? They're coming out to the dugout or just leaving the ballpark completely after they're out of the game instead of supporting, like, their team. But
don't you think it would be great, though, if in other sports, like, I was just thinking, baseball's maybe the only sport that the manager wears the same uniform as the players? Wouldn't it be great if they did that in the NBA and the NFL?
Yeah. Dude, the NFL would be great if he had to wear a helmet and shoulder pads.
Could you imagine Andy Reid out there, full gear?
Kansas City I've seen him in old videos. He probably looks the same still, but that would be great.
Let's take it back to the Derby, though. Philadelphia fans showed up, man. If you were not a Philly competing in that Derby, it was tough going, man. Those fans
we know how Philly fans
they were laying in, booing on everybody, but it was entertaining to watch that too.
The Derby,
and I think the players involved had a blast receiving all the criticism from the crowd.
Yep.
The Derby can be such a fun event when it's done right. It's really an electric
this year is definitely better than the All-Star game.
Dude, Contreras hit some
bombs.
Nukes.
But the thing about Walker, like Brad said, he was so effortless. Like, he just had such an easy, smooth swing.
It was nice. His parents in the stands too, watching. That was.
And at the end, his parents and grandma and sister, I think, came down onto the field, and it was a really, really cool moment. All right, we've covered soccer, we've hit baseball. We got to talk some hoops here. NBA Summer League just wrapped up. Listen, guys, this could go down.
This draft class is unbelievable.
This could go down as an absolute banger of a draft class.
Unreal.
These guys. Peterson and DeBanza look unbelievably athletic. Boozer looks like we thought, just he's going to give you 20 and 15 a game. But the guy who might have stole the show the most, Caleb Wilson, absolute freak athlete. In his debut, he drops 35 points, has a couple dunks in this summer league where you're like, hold on. And a lot of people were questioning, can this guy consistently shoot? Well, in his first summer league game, he was 7 of 11 from downtown at the three-point line. And then you've got a couple of these other guys that I think are going to be interesting to see if they can cut it in the NBA. The Keaton Wagler had a bit of a rough stretch.
I think Lendeborg on the Warriors is going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Big, strong, physical player. So we still don't know where LeBron is going yet. Jimmy and I were talking again over the weekend. It would be so fun to see him with the Warriors.
When do you think we're going to know?
Did you see the commish make a statement on that?
Well, they haven't scheduled games yet.
Yeah, he was like, you got to pick a team. And the LeBron agent came out and was like, basically, we're not going to do it because you want us. What do you think he's waiting for?
I think LeBron likes the spotlight and likes attention. He wasn't going to do it. He wasn't going to compete with the World Cup. He's waiting. I think he's building up some suspense.
Yeah.
I think he knows what he's doing. But all right, let's wrap it up. We had it was a pretty incredible sports weekend. If you were into soccer, you had the World Cup. You had a quietly awesome final round at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Ryan Fox hits a putt. It looked like he slightly pulled it. It looked like, the Open Championship.
Yep.
Not the U.S. Open, Open Championship. It looked like he slightly pulled it, like it was maybe going to lip out. Bangs it home, wins his first major, and held off some big names on that leaderboard.
Probably.
Cam Young, Scheffler.
Probably 5 lead changes in the final round.
Yeah, it was a very fun final day.
Between a handful of guys,
and just to watch, it's we get to see it every year, but I'm always reminded that style of golf is so different than what we typically see week to week on the tour. The link style, the run out on some of those drives is insane. The bunkers,
dude, those pot bunkers. I've never seen players so confused trying to hit out of these things when it was close to the edge.
John Rahm. Literally on both knees.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wild. And then of course, we saw DeChambeau crying again. And other players being vocal about his antics out there now, holding up the whole tournament for how long? And he got a 2-stroke penalty out of it. But
play it as it lies.
What a crowd!
Play it as it lies.
I mean, you could tell they showed the before and after. It was definitely.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You got to start hitting fairways. I mean,
yeah, you can't do what I do on the course. I'm not a pro.
He missed the cut in the last 3 majors because the guy can't hit a fairway. That go big or go home style of playing just is not working for him anymore.
Nah, he was in this one. I mean, he had a chance, but I think it's such big swings that. Before, I don't know if you guys saw before the tournament, Nick Faldo was kind of calling out his playing style, saying you can't do that over here at these Opens. It's not that style of golf. The bomb and gouge and. Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to pour on the DeChambeau, but I will. No, but I mean, I think he's so into his YouTube right now that. I think he puts so much effort into that. As these other players are really focused on these upcoming tournaments, he's focused on getting videos out, and I don't think he's getting the practice that he needs. It could be a number of things.
McIlroy straight up said it. I don't like the guy.
He said, I'm not a fan of him.
Not a fan, and that he believes all this is, for attention.
But Scheffler came out and, Scheffler was like, look, I know the guy. He's not people talking bad about him, but I think Scheffler's just a nice guy, and Rory is not.
Well, I think DeChambeau is probably, again, we don't know him, but he seems just quirky. He seems just a quirky guy that, probably rubs some people the wrong way. He seems very, I don't know if it's stubborn is the right word.
Yeah, he wants to do things his way and, thinks that his way is the right way.
It has been in many tournaments.
I did see a really funny voiceover that someone did about what Jimmy's talking about. I got to try to find it. He's over there talking to the rules official, but someone's voicing it over like, well, where am I supposed to set up my camera for the YouTube page? It was good. All right, and then finally, I mean, we're getting close. We're getting close to football season, boys.
Training camp starting.
It gets close. I'll let it get a little closer, but I got some hardware to put on the table here for the rest of the football season.
We got to talk about it. Did you see your boy?
Put it under the table. I don't want to see that thing.
Did you see your boy Scatabo?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It gives me major confidence.
I swear, that guy legit has rocks in his brain.
Again, speaking of the internet winning, someone said Scatabo makes Gronkowski looks like an astrophysicist.
If Scatabo makes it 5 seasons in the NFL,
I'll take it.
I would be so surprised. This guy, his leg is going to fall or something. I mean.
I am pumped to watch that running game this year, though.
He's a maniac.
He's got a maniac in front of him now, too, blocking.
This is always a fun time of year, though, where you start getting some of the interviews from camps. And, I think each of our teams, we got some new stuff, right? Jimmy's got a new quarterback. Second, trying to give him hope.
New quarterback, same team.
Giants have a new coach. Philly's got a new coordinator. A.J. Brown is gone. We get to see D. Smith step up into that alpha wide receiver 1.
See if he can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, it's, there's always hope this time of year, but it's also a fun time of year. This is the time you just maybe start to hit a mock draft or two.
Yeah.
Start looking at those rankings.
Fantasy rankings are coming out.
Harbaugh has had the Bills head coach, or ex-head coach, was it Sean McDermott?
Yeah.
He's had him around Giant Stadium lately and might be trying to work out a deal to get him on the coaching roster.
Get him as a coordinator.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Yep. All right, fellas, until next time, we're in the thick of baseball season here. Hopefully LeBron makes a decision soon, but we'll be coming back at you with fun sports.
The Mets just made baseball so unfun this year.
It's been a rough one.
17 games below 500.
And I saw at the what was it, the Fanatics Fest or whatever it was. Derek Jeter, he was doing something on stage and he pulled out a card and it was a Pete Alonso and he was messing with the Mets fans. He goes, "You guys probably miss him right about now."
And yes, they do.
Yeah. Well, our cousin was in town. Brad and I are really close with, and he just straight up boycotted the Mets this year. Once they unloaded all of his favorite players, McNeil, Alonso, Nimmo. He's like, I'm not watching them until things get made.
That's what all the fans. I say that about my team, the Jets. Just stop watching and going to games, and maybe things will change.
The buzz right now is that the Yankees are interested in Lindor. How would you feel about that prima donna?
The guy, what is he batting? 215? I don't know. I don't think we need another terrible hitter. We have too many of them on our squad right now.
Yeah, watch out for those Red Sox, man.
And then Milwaukee's on fire.
I just told my dad, I think the Red Sox are going to win the AL East.
Yeah, and 14 in a row.
I hate saying that, obviously, but the Yankees and Red Sox are on two different trajectories.
I totally whiffed on my preseason World Series winner. I had the Mets over the Mariners, but I did have Boston winning the AL East, so I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to that one because,
man, I think I said it in the first episode that Cal Raleigh will be nothing like he was last year, and it is ugly out there, folks. I mean, it's bad. I think he has like 6 home runs or something, but
crazy.
Anyway,
all right, we'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Peace.